Welcome back to Visions Now Supper Club. All views expressed for their educational and journalistic purposes, they're not the views of the management, advertisers, nor staff of 92.1 FM. However, Visions does desire to bring a quality entertainment program which intellectually stimulates and culturally fulfills our community's needs to develop leadership and informed decision-making for our collective future. Welcome to the village, often imitated, but never duplicated. I'm Dr. Jaylene Hood, your host and executive producer. Welcome.
Visited the University of Oregon, and I got to go to their Black Cultural Center and present for Black History Month. And while I was there, I noticed that there's not a lot of Black folks in Oregon, and I wanted to know why. The history is racist as hell. Back in 1844, when chattel slavery was still legal in the United States, new states started to figure out, hey, we're a new state, we have all this stolen land, how should we deal with the issue of slavery? And then there started to be free states, states that didn't have enslavement, and states that were slave states, or states that had slavery. But what Oregon decided to do when it became a territory and then a state was to ban Black people entirely. And the way this has been taught has been so racist and inaccurate. Basically, it's been made to seem like the white people who were in Oregon, who were founding the state, were so benevolent that instead of having families be torn apart over the issue of enslavement and the moral quandary that it is, we should just ban Black people for their own good. Which, has many layers of wrong. And the interesting thing is that they didn't completely ban Black people. They had a 3-year limit where Black people could live in the state. And then after those 3 years, they had something called lash laws, which legally mandated that Black people be beaten over a period of 6 months repeatedly until they left the state. And even those incredibly racist and violent laws were framed as being benevolent because at least the people weren't getting lynched. And researching or learning about something like that is a type of thing that makes you just take aback and rewrite your entire keynote speech, which is what I did. So I completely threw out my other speech on Black history and decided to make one very specific to the state of Oregon, the racist history behind the lash laws and these different restrictions going back to 1844, the displacement of Native Americans, white privilege, and so many other conversations. I think it went pretty well, but it also made me think about the fact that it all started with me just thinking, there's not a lot of Black people that I'm seeing in Oregon. Why is that? And so now I know and you know, and that's fantastic, but it also made me think about the fact that we should be looking into more things that we just take for granted. No, your neighborhood isn't mostly white just because that's how it ended up. It's usually because of racism and segregation. So I hope it encourages you to look a little deeper into your history and know it's not still Black History Month, but that's something that should be celebrated and acknowledged year-round.
Hide their relationships, and some people keep their relationships private.
Mm-hmm.
And those are two different things. Some people hide their relationships, and some people keep their relationships private.
Mm-hmm.
And those are two different things.
Way we'll ever be able to really educate our children is to do it ourselves. That's the only way. That's the only way. Now, it can work different. Now, that doesn't mean all of us need to pull out of the public schools. The public schools belong to us too. And there are skills and resources there we can use. But for the real learning, for the learning that will empower them, we have got to depend on us to do that. Everybody else does it. The Japanese do it. You're right here in Brooklyn, you know the Jews do it. Everybody does that. They go to public school, get what the public schools got, then come home and get the real thing from themselves. Every church and every community in America ought to have an afternoon and a weekend school to provide additional education. Every mosque Every mosque that has African people in it, I don't care what language they speak, Arabic, Hebrew, Nubian Hebrew, Arabic, upside down, Ethiopian, whatever. It does not matter. Every one of them, between Salat, they ought to be teaching our children who they are and what they need to be doing for themselves. They don't need to be walking around with all these strange foreign costumes and everything, trying to pretend they're somebody they're not. What they need to do is to understand who they are. Who they are, what is their particular responsibility as Muslims or as Hebrews or as Christians or as metaphysical spiritualists or transcendental whatever, it doesn't matter. They need to know who they are. And every one of us should use what resources we have to make that happen. That's the only way we can begin to get free. The only way we'll ever be able to really educate our children is to do it ourselves.
To be free, brothers. To be free, sisters. Somebody sang a song, "Oh, I wish that I knew what it means to be free." To be a slave all your life. Your fathers and grandfathers and great-grandfathers as chattel slaves. And you as a free slave. Still bound to the same people that your great-grandfather was bound to, and you don't know how to escape their power. You are a captive, brother. You are a captive, sister, of an alien idea, alien to the nature in which you are created. You are not only bound to your former slave masters and their children, but you are bound in a prison of ignorance. Now, many of us have great degrees from colleges and universities, and it seems somewhat insulting that someone would say that we are steeped in ignorance. But everybody is ignorant of something. I have to confess there are things that I'm ignorant of, that maybe you know. That's why everybody can teach you something if you're humble enough to learn. Now, but there's a certain kind of ignorance that allows you to be a tool and a slave. So the Bible says, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. You can have degrees, but if it lacks that certain knowledge, that certain kind of knowledge that one must have in order to really be free. And that is the true knowledge of God and the true knowledge of yourself.
Seem to have had a lot of problems with the music industry.
Yes,
Racketeers, you've talked
for
about.
God's sakes, they don't pay you.
Nobody's actually paying you for these?
No.
There is a report that at a business meeting once, you pulled out a knife.
I sure damn did.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Because there was a record company that stole my albums and didn't pay me, and they came to Switzerland, and I said, where's my money? They said, we're not going to give you any money. I said, oh, yes, you are. And I got a gun, and I followed him to a restaurant and I tried to kill him. I missed him and I went back to America.
You actually pulled the trigger?
Oh, excuse me. Yes, I did.
and felt better for it.
Oh, yes. Sorry I didn't get him.
Also seem to have had a lot of problems with the music industry.
Yes,
Racketeers you've talked
I
about.
forgot.
Was it Malcolm X who said to you, beware of the black middle class when it emerges? Martin Luther King.
Kusumzi Linda Make,
Right.
the South African freedom fighter, told me that, he said, be careful. The black bourgeoisie will more often than not betray you because they think they have something to lose. He said, if you want support in any action, try to find the Tutsi, which is a thug, black thug. He will know he has nothing to lose. If you're in danger, go and get him. He will help you. I found him to be absolutely right.
Would you call yourself black middle class?
You mean economically?
Certainly that.
Oh, I'm beyond. I mean, I have money. So I'm not.
So when
really
he warned you about that, do you feel as if somebody younger now is thinking you are the black middle class that I have to be careful about?
Hardly
No?
me.
Yeah,
Somehow.
I know.
They don't.
I know, but
I mean, it's just that I have money. You know, but that too. If a phone call can tell you that what you thought you have, you don't have, it's not very important. I mean, anything can happen. I know that. So financially, I seem to be secure.
you've not got a middle class attitude. So
But
that's what
that's
you're
it.
saying. Was it Malcolm X who said to you, beware of the black middle class?
White man who's friendly, but being friendly and being a friend, I think, are two different things. I think there are many whites who act friendly toward Negroes. A fox acts friendly toward the lamb. And usually the fox is the one who ends up with the lamb chop on his plate. The wolf doesn't act friendly, and therefore the wolf has more difficulty in getting the lamb chop in his plate.
I'd like to point out, though, that...
And I say that because it is usually if you study the structure of the Negro community, economically, politically, civically, psychologically, and otherwise, it's controlled by the white liberal, who usually poses as the friend of the Negro, who actually differs from the white conservative in the same way that the fox differs from the wolf. Their appetite is the same. Their motives are the same. It's only their mannerisms and methods that differ.
I would agree that
white man who's friendly, but being friendly and being a friend, I think, are two different things.
The very scary diamond shape you see on my hand, the four grandmothers, the two grandmothers, two grandfathers who make your mother, two grandfathers who make your father. These two come together. When these four are together, there is the door into life itself. Sleeping with a woman is accessing this diamond-shaped space, and you need a conversation with the ancestors to who have brought this door into your hands. It's illegal, therefore, to sleep with a woman unless you have had a conversation with those that are with you. That's why in Shona we say, Mangwanani, Mamukase, Makadi, Mawoko, Salimonani. I don't see you, I see them who have brought you to me and who have access into the very portal of life. I need a conversation with those that have brought you into space. That's why many people, particularly men, are dying. It's because they are ministering in temples where they are not allowed. They're ministering in sanctuaries where they are not allowed. Gentlemen, you either have a womb or is a tomb?
Hello, visionaries. This is Dr. Jaylene Wood, the host and executive producer for Visions Now, and also your Mystic brother. That's right, with the Mystic Moment, 92.1 FM, smooth R&B, every Thursday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. And we're the one that said, help us help you. And what we're trying to do is that we're trying to get money into our community. We spend too much money with other people that don't do nothing for our community. All of this water here, that we are here for fundraisers for you, okay, to help us provide resources for our programs for our young people. We were just in Elizabeth County yesterday. We're going to be going to Warren Williams, going to be going to Fowley Homes. We're coming to a neighborhood near you. But the bottom line is that if you have an athletic team, they need to be drinking real water. This is water not from Walmart. This is from the Black Wall Street Network. We have to bring our dollars back home. We're making everybody rich, okay, and also making us emotionally poor because we don't support each other. So if you have a business out there, a restaurant, or you know somebody, or you just want to get some water for your own personal use, this is the best water in the business. None better. God made this water. It's artesian spring water. Artesian. Don't go by just the color. I'm not gonna call no name. That blue bottle and them all these other jackleg bottles. No. This is the real water.
Good evening, family. Hope everybody's having a good day and also a great week. We're back with yet another installment of Visions Now. Again, want to welcome everybody into the village. I'm Julian, your producer for the evening, and we got a good show for everybody this evening. No particular announcements. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to the man of the hour. How you doing, Doc?
Well, all praise due to the Most High. We don't think we do the best we can while we can do it.
Yes, sir.
And so I try to live by that mantra. And of course, we are moving into Kwanzaa season. And the Kwanzaa season, of course, is the season where the earth and the sun renew their relationship. This is the time of the year where the days start getting shorter. And then there comes a point, post Kwanzaa season where the days start to, would say the new sun is born.
Yes,
the son of God is born, and it's the Christian consciousness.
Yes, sir.
The Christ consciousness envelops the entire world. Unfortunately, it's also a difficult time because it's this season where, one of the quotes, and the principal quote that I have on the front of my book is, truth is not designed to make us feel good. It was created to make us become better.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like I said, that it's like this, is that, either we're going to help the world become fruitful and to be procreative, to support life and to make life more abundant. Or either we're going to do things to create confusion and anger and hate and create basically destruction of life as we know it.
Mm-hmm.
Because angry people hurt people, and hurt people destroy the earth. That's a quote. You can put that one down for the book.
Oh, good.
And there lies why we find ourselves where we are today, because if we truly were God people, if we truly were Christian conscious people, then we wouldn't have this time. And I get, if the truth be told, I really have a little paradox, I guess, during this season, because, everybody's talking about how many turkeys they're going to give out. It's like a contest. Who's going to give out the most turkeys? People are talking about what gifts are we going to give people for the help the stores meet their budget at the end of the year. They call it Black Friday. They call it, all kind of things. But the bottom line is that, do we ever think about these people that we give these turkeys to, these children we give these bicycles and all this kind of thing to, and we feel great about it? Okay, but my question is, what do we follow up with those people for the rest of the year? Do we know what kind of life those people have after the turkey, after the bicycle and the dolls and the toys? And also the amount of money that we spend on a bicycle. Why not teach the young people financial literacy and give them the money and let them purchase something or start a business or youth business? I understand that we're at a point now that we need to start reevaluating, how we do things and why we do things. And of course, it makes us feel good. Yes, it makes us feel good. But the bottom line is, though, is that we don't really, to me, it's like using poor, homeless, hungry people, disadvantaged people. It's like losing them as a prop. To promote, to make you feel good.
Yeah, show and tell.
Yeah, show and tell, dog and pony. But then you probably won't ever see them no more for the rest of the year. I mean, you don't care about what kind of life they're living or what kind of life they're not living or what kind of future what kind of projection they're on. And so I just left, of course, the day, this is my day where I go visit those men who are with those adults, males who are aspiring and trying to become men in the prisons.
Yes, sir.
And trying to hold on to their manhood. It's kind of melancholy because, so many of them remind me of a quote that I think I put it on my page, but the quote says this. It says that if you get on the wrong train, and the wrong train is that if you are doing destructive things, if you are doing mean and angry and ugly things, okay, if you get on the wrong train, you should get off at the next stop.
Yeah.
In other words, you when it don't feel good no more. In other words, you should get off that train real quick and head back in the other direction.
Yes, sir.
It said, but if you don't do that, the longer you stay on that train, the farther away from the truth you get and reality you get. And then that means if you got to buy a ticket back, the ticket is going to cost you more.
Yeah. Further distance.
And the ticket is meaning that you are going to have to invest more time in trying to return to some reality and trying to return to health. It's like if your teeth are bad or whatever, there is a point that you can do some things to save the teeth. But then there comes a certain point, you got to have some inserts, or you got to have some dentures. I mean, it's going to cost more the longer you stay on that path. And so I'm just wondering, how long are we? And we look at our government, we look at our pastoral community, and we're doing the same. I would think that people's lives should be better, but the pastoral community can't. We all say we worship in the same God, but why is it that we can't work together on behalf of the people every day, teaching the people how to transform their lives? But obviously, I think that they would if they knew, but they don't know, so they just preach to people and thus says the Lord, but they don't know what it means. Thus says the Lord. Is it how many the children come up to me? How do we go through this and people just shopping and all that, and we have children out here killing each other. We have children, we have families out here, mothers and fathers destroying each other, dividing the children over who's right and who's wrong, and the children don't like neither one of them. So then the children go into the streets to create ugly scenarios of destruction.
Yeah.
And we say, oh, we need more police. No, we need more parents. And we need more people to raise children properly. We need more neighbors. We need more communities where children can actually grow in that womb of a community and be healthy, and then they can produce healthy communities, and healthy communities produce happy people.
Yeah, exactly.
So
as opposed to policing.
I'm not trying to bring anybody down, but again, it brings me up when at least we can at least speak truth to power.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, it'll be worse if you see things, going crazy. There's a call on the line. Let's see who we got there, right? And things going crazy, and we don't know what to do, and we don't want nobody to tell us what to do. Let's call it. What's your vision? Hello.
And the vision is for next steps. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Who is this?
Hill and Miss Sherry B. Williams.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Atlanta.
Oh, okay. How y'all doing? All right. Junior didn't tell me that he had you on tap. Miss Sharon. Right. Oh, you didn't know either, huh? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I get you. So how you doing, dear? How you ladies doing? So I was just talking a little bit about this time of the year. The truth be told, I have kind of mixed feelings about all the turkeys given away and all the toys that people get, because when you give them the turkeys, you don't care about what happened to them for the rest of the year, and when you give them the toys, you don't care about what happened to them the rest of the year. And I just kind of feel something about that. I mean, are we really helping people for real by making we feel good because we give out 200 turkeys or 500 turkeys, or we give out 50 or 75 or 100 bicycles? But what about afterwards? After they get the bicycle, are they passing? How are they doing in school? I mean, is there peace in their home? So that's what's on my mind. What's on your mind?
Well, Dr. Hud, this is Sherry Williams, Sherry B. Williams, and I'm a public policy and civic engagement consultant. And thank you. I thank you very much for having me on your awesome show today, where you give people information and educate them and make them think, and not just be listeners, but to make them think about what they hear. The programs that I am involved in that help people 365 days a year.
I can relate to that.
I'm not involved with the program that just does stuff at Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Right.
The organization I'm involved with my church and the other nonprofits that I work with, we help people 365 days a year.
So let's do it this way then. Let's talk a little bit about how did you get them to that point? Because I know they weren't just already there.
They were. I am an Atlanta native.
Right.
I've lived all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
The church that I belonged to in Chicago was called the Apostolic Church of God, located at 63rd Street near Cottage Grove, where the Dr. Bishop Brazier was the pastor.
Mm-hmm.
Deceased now. Now his son runs the church. It has a very thriving ministry, and they do also help people 365 days a year. Then when I moved to Phoenix, Arizona in 2001, 2 years later, I joined First Institutional Baptist Church, which is a social justice church.
Right.
That's my church in Chicago, was a social justice church. We had a ministry and a nonprofit that help people 365 days a year. It was there when I got there. I just decided that was one of the reasons why I joined that church, because
Right.
it was a church that already saw the need. As a matter of fact, First Institutional Baptist Church was the church that led the initiative. Because as your listeners and you remember, Arizona was the last state to actually recognize the King holiday.
Right, right,
So
right.
the First Institutional Baptist Church, under the leadership of Pastor Stewart, and actually he's retiring. He's retiring over the next few months.
Right,
And
but
he's
let,
been
let,
there,
let me
I
let me
think,
just
for
let,
over
let, let me
30
just
years.
let me just change a little. Let's talk about what does that look like. What does that sound like? What is the organization? What is the structure of that? Let's talk a little bit about that.
Okay, so the structure is that, of course, there are certain days of the week that we do food distribution where people can, and here in Atlanta, my church, Ebenezer Baptist Church, we have certain days of the week that volunteers come and they pack bags to be distributed to the homeless every single week. We also, there's senior high rises where we actually deliver food to, and sometimes those people come to the church. We have the Martin Luther King Senior Collaborative, and with the Martin Luther King Senior Collaborative, that is the nonprofit arm of the church. They have social services
Right,
for
right.
the for everybody that comes. It's not
Right.
just for church members. It's for anybody in the community that need help. If you go to our website, it tells you all of the things that the ML King Senior Collaborative does, whether it's job readiness, job preparedness, referring people, if they need social services, all of that.
Right. Let's
Saturday of every month.
right. Let's hold up.
Saturday of every month.
Hold up.
They
Hold
have
up.
showers. They bring.
Okay. I want you to hear me. Okay. We want to talk about. Okay. When I talk about it, I'm not just talking about. I'm talking about. I'm familiar with Ebenezer, and I'm also familiar with the institution. But I guess I'm thinking more in terms of the pastoral community. I'm thinking about how do we, because we have a lot of saving of people. We have a lot of issues in our community, and how do we spread that to other churches? How do we get other churches? Because Atlanta has also a tremendous homeless problem as well. So let's talk a little bit about how do we get not just a church here and a church there, but how do we get the pastoral community in other churches in order to magnify that so that we can actually impact our community in a broader way.
Well, Dr. Hutt, I don't know how you do that. I just know that there are a lot of churches across Metro Atlanta and actually across the nation. There are a lot of them that is not just Ebenezer. There are a lot of churches, Cascade United Methodist.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I know. Let me make sure I understand.
There are tons of churches that are doing
Right.
this work.
But listen to what I'm asking you. Listen to you. Listen carefully to what I'm asking you. Listen to. There are a lot of churches doing a lot of good things, right? Okay, there's no doubt about it. And they're doing these things. Okay, but my point is that I'm looking for the collaboration between churches and the businesses that they are opening to provide jobs for people in a collaborative manner. Not my church. I'm talking about the church community, and because given the issues that I perceive, and Atlanta is a very good place. I mean, I've been to Atlanta. The people sleeping all over the streets. I mean, there's a lot of homeless, and there are areas that you don't really. My point is that it's going to require a more of a broader collaborative. Not, and it's an ego thing, in my opinion. It's kind of an ego thing. I mean, we can talk about our own individual churches. They don't take away from what they're doing. But my point is that that as a community of churches, I'm saying that there are too many, the violence, the homelessness, the dropout in the schools. I mean, I'm trying to say that we have to pull together these churches in a broader, in a more intentional way to address those kind of problems. We're going to take a little break here. I'm going to give you a chance to think about that a little bit, and we're going to come back and we're going to pick it up. But I want to elevate this discussion on what does it take for us to get a broad coalition, the same type of coalition that got us to get our civil rights, political rights and the voting and things. Well, I mean, a broad coalition that really impacts our lives, like we mobilize to get out to vote. We need to mobilize to save our children. We need to mobilize and buy up our neighborhoods. We want to have that kind of discussion, and I call that kind of discussion what we call a Kwanzaa 365 discussion. So we're going to come back with our guests from Atlanta, Georgia, and we're going to pick up from here because we want to take this discussion to another level, and that is the level of how we transform on a broader level our pastoral and our nonprofit communities, not to compete with each other about this is what we're doing, but to come together and everybody has their lane, but everybody working together so we can have a greater footprint in saving our people from what looks like, to me in many cases, a great divide between the haves and the have-not. You listen to Visions Now, your Supper Club. I'm Dr. J. Aleem Hood, your host and executive producer. We're the one that been loving you a long, long time before other people got on the bandwagon, but we've been loving you too long to stop now. 92.1 Smooth R&B.
Attorney advertising. Local counsel, Alexander Shahara trial attorneys. Paid active dramatization. Past results and not guaranteed future results in each case. When they say everything happens for a reason, there ain't no lie. You need to wipe them tears. What you crying for? You crying because you in pain? Or you crying because you got into an accident? You see, if you crying because you in pain, that's okay. But if you crying because you got into an accident, you need to wipe them tears. You call Top Dog. Put the dog on the case. You know this is dog food? Car accidents. Top dollar. This is dog food. You here for a reason. Really, you should have been dead. You was hit by a tractor trailer. Really, should have been dead. Now you about to get top dollar. Cause you called Top Dog any accident. Top Dog Law.
How would you like to go on a 5-star vacation for just $99? We're talking about the quality of a Westgate resort for $99. Not for one night, but for 3 fantastic nights at one of their luxurious destinations across the United States. And you'll even get a free $100 Visa gift card just for making a reservation. We've got some of the choicest destinations that you'll love in the United States that you can choose from for just $99 for a 3-night stay. Take your family, take a special loved one, but get away. Go on vacation with Westgate Resorts. Call now to make a reservation for just $99, and you get a free $100 Visa gift card. Call Westgate right now and book your vacation. Here's the number:
800-489-6575. 800-489-6575. 800-489-6575. That's 800-489-6575.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Philo's got a world of entertainment for you to explore with just one subscription. Sign up today and start watching all the networks you love, like A&E, MTV, Discovery, Lifetime, Hallmark Channel, and so much more. Featuring current seasons of all the best drama, true crime, reality, and family-friendly shows you can't afford to miss. Get started today and unlock our library of over 75,000 movies and shows. And save all your favorites with the unlimited DVR so you can rewatch them anytime, anywhere for up to a year. Philo now includes access to AMC Plus. You can discover your next obsession from its collection of hit originals like Mad Men, The Walking Dead, Killing Eve, Orphan Black, and tons of blockbuster movies. There are no contracts, no commitments, and no hassles. For just $28 a month, Philo's a better way to watch TV. So what are you waiting for? Visit philo.tv and sign up today to start your 7-day free trial. That's PHILO.tv.
Welcome back to Visions Now, your supper club. And we have some other guests that are joining us. We do have Miss Sharon Hill and guests of Atlanta. We also have some students from Columbus State University. And Julian, you want to introduce the students that's going to be joining our discussion as well?
Yeah, we got Brother Reggie from the NAACP. We got Miss Lockett. I believe she's representing, please correct me if I'm wrong, Collegiate Women. We got Distance Homes. Oh, I think I got it wrong a little. Maybe I think FAPS. Yeah. So Miss Lockett, she's representing FAPS, and Distance, she's representing Collegiate Women. And we got Henry. He's representing the Sigmas on campus.
Okay. Good evening. And again, I guess we do we still have other people on as well?
Yes,
Okay. We have a little community discussion going on here. So I see some faces there. Okay, now once you all I see the sister with the natural there on the end there. What is your name?
Yes, sir. My name is Cora Lockett.
Okay, now I think he gave me I guess some terms for your organization, but what do those letters represent? What do they say?
So it stands for Future African American Healthcare Professionals Society.
Okay, great. And then was that two organizations you represented?
Oh no, just one.
Just one. Okay. Now who's that below you there?
Oh, Miss. Yeah, she can introduce herself.
I'm Distance Holmes. I am here to represent Collegiate Women.
Okay, okay. And what does Collegiate Women do?
It's a community service organization here on campus that helps our students get involved not only on our campus, but as well as in our community as well. It is a organization that is open to all students, female students of all colors, shapes, and sizes.
Okay, so is that like a counterpart to the progressive Black men organization on campus? Is kind of like that, or is something different?
It's more so like the organization Collegiate 100.
Okay, so how are they different from the progressive Black men organization? That's the name of your organization? Okay. Well, how what are you all doing that's different? But how's that different there?
Well, my organization is more open towards the female students on campus.
I mean, in terms of the types of projects and activities that you're doing.
We do a lot of community service within our on campus. We do bonding events for our students on campus, and then we do like fundraising events as well.
So do you collaborate much? I mean, I guess I'm big on collaboration. And in other words, if you're doing something, then the other organizations support you, and then when they're doing something, you support. In other words, then it becomes a win-win. So I'm saying that is that kind of thing going on, or you just kind of doing your thing, they kind of doing their thing. Y'all talk about things, but you don't really galvanize in anything. How does that work?
Yes, we do collaborate with other organizations on campus. if like there's like an event that's like similar, we would sometimes collab with them, or like if we like have a collegiate week, we would collab with them and like do events all together in 1 week. Or sometimes we would get together for like for example, a trunk or treat event. All the orgs will come together on campus and help with that.
Okay. And who we have next there? That brother Henry. Okay, where's his face? I don't see him. Okay, there he is. Okay, now who are you now?
My name is Henry Jones. I'm currently the vice president of the Theta Zeta chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated.
Okay, welcome, and part of the Divine Nine. That's right. And so what is your role in campus? What are y'all doing? I guess on behalf of the students of African descent there on the campus.
Currently, what we're doing is basically this semester we focus on more so on the voter registration drive. We wanted a lot of more students to be actively engaged in this election season, so we did host a collaborative event with PBM, hosting a voter registration drive. In other kind of aspects, we also did community service with help in the community called Help the Hooch, where we clean up around Columbus.
Okay.
And then with the hurricane, we also helped through that. One of our members is part of the military, so he was actually deployed during that time. And so he went out and he did rescue missions across the state.
Okay. And so are you all collaborating with the NAACP over there?
From time to time, we do.
Okay, we're going to come back to talk about that a little bit. Brother Mathis?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I thought that they looked like you. So who are you representing today?
I'm representing the CSU local NAACP chapter.
Okay. And so what are your focus now as the NAACP branch?
Yes, sir. Our focus now was bringing together the Black student organizations and having there be a more we all doing the similar things just to bring us together and have us do more progressive type thing, progressive socials, more business like socials.
Right. So is anybody worried about who get the credit? You all okay with it if everybody get the credit? How we coming down? I saw your head move there, Miss. Is it Kalana? Was it?
It's Cora.
Cora. I'm saying Cora. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I think on CSU, when it comes to us, we don't really care about credit. It's more just making sure that we bring students out and make sure helping the community is really our main focus.
Okay.
It doesn't matter who gets what.
Okay. And this is let me ask you this to all of you. What are the chances? Let me ask you this question. And I'm not sure Miss Hill is on, and I know she might want to ask you a question as well. But what do you think is the role and responsibility of Black collegiate students today in our community? Anybody?
I'll try to take a stab at that. I think our roles for, in my opinion, is to come to college, but not only come to college, but to learn everything and to pour back in the community on where we come from. And that can be in several ways, whether that is we get our degree in business, we go back and set up a business in our community, whether it be a doctor, go back to the local nursing home or the facility on where we grew up at, and become start a practice there. But it's learning as much as we possibly can in a system that has been known to go against us, to use what they know so that we're able to elevate our own communities.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I think our role, is to have each other's backs. So with FAPS, we're healthcare professionals, and that's the society. And anybody can join FAPS, but our goal, a lot of us are first generation when it comes to medicine. So having each other's backs, learning how to, act in professional settings, grad assistant, stuff like that. I think as, African American people or people of African descent, our goal when you come to college is make sure you have each other's backs and make sure if one person gets a leg up, you help them as well. Don't leave nobody behind.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yes, I'll say like we're picking off on what Brother Henry said, coming here to learn the skills so we can serve back in the community where we came from, and be able to network, have chances to grow, going to different conferences, meeting different people, exposing ourselves to different things that'll help help us become more resourceful, be more productive, and also and be an example to the younger children, the generation after us.
Right. Okay. I guess, but what's coming to my mind is that now I come from a history of student activism, and that's my history back in the day. And we started doing things while we were students. Whether it's mentoring young people, going in and talking to young children in different situations. We even actually opened up a community center, and we did things on the regular, and we integrated that into our studies. What is college students today? What is your mindset about? Is it that after you get out and then you do something? What about right now? What can you do now, do you think?
Me personally, there's a lot that we can do, especially with the type of campus that we have that provides us with so many resources that they want us to go out in the community because they know that we are a pillar in the community of Columbus and Columbus needs us. They provide us with so many resources that they want us out there. And I think it starts with going inside the schools, whether it's middle, elementary, or high school, enrichment programs, which is where and how PBM was founded. Our fellow enrichment program after school at Florida State University, and that's how they were founded. And so I think that it starts in the school system, and when you reach out to the kids, you're more able to better reach out to the community that way.
Okay. Julia, you had a question? Okay.
Yeah, I did have a question. This is just for anybody. I guess what do y'all think are some of the things that could be changed on the campus? What are some of the problems that you think as the Black students that some of the things that we could change, some of the things that are working, some of the things that could be better, so that the Black students altogether have a better college experience? What are some of y'all's opinions about that as student leaders of
I think I could try to take a stab at this question. Also, instead of FAPS, I'm also an SGA senator. The one thing I would recommend to students on our campus, if you are on Columbus State University's campus, please come to SGA Forums. SGA Forums is your chance and your opportunity. If you have anything at all that's wrong with this campus that you don't like, that's when you need to speak up, speak your mind, let the president know, people who are in higher positions, that's your time to really speak your mind. So the one thing I would recommend to any student that is Black, please go to SGA Forums. We had our last one today, but next semester, please, if you have the opportunity and chance, that's what I really want to stress to people. People are there to listen to you, but you have to take the opportunity to actually go. So that's what I would recommend, and that's what I would want for anybody that's at CSU.
So is that, do you get voted in, or do you appoint it to SGA, or how does that go?
So to an SGA, to be a senator, all you have to do is you have to have a 2.5 GPA. That's literally it to be a senator. And you sign up for yourself, and usually 9 out of 10 times you'll get approved. I'm the senator for the College of Letters and Sciences. I'm a STEM major. So that's the college that I represent. So if you have problems with STEM or anything like that, people can come to me if they want to. SGA senators are people that usually go out and choose to be senators. It's not something you get appointed to. You just have to want to be a senator.
Okay. So how is there any place for organizations to be represented in SGA, like as an organization?
Yes. Henry, he's the member of Phi Beta Sigma. They're RSO. So he comes and, represents his organization. Anybody can. Reggie does too. I don't know who's the representative for collegiate women, but they all have to come to SGA forums.
So do you all extend an invitation to do all the, for example, like the sorority and fraternity organization? Do all of them know that are they all represented? Do they know that? Has anybody reached out and say, hey, look, we all need to be represented here? Or how does that work?
I think Henry can answer that question more than I can.
Okay.
So for forum, all of us receive an email to kind of come to forum so that we can all voice our opinions and show up, and it's up to them. And forum is not just for CSU students; it is literally open to the greater community of Columbus. You can have somebody from Indiana who wants to come in, but specifically for the fraternities, they send one representative, and it's really, if they want to show up, they show up, but if they don't, they don't.
Oh, okay. So everybody knows about it, but some show up and some don't. So
Yes.
do y'all have a Pan-Hellenic Council on the campus?
Yes, sir. So we do and we don't. We do have a Pan-Hellenic Council on campus. However, we are in the business of rewriting our bylaws because they are not ending with our national board. So on paper, we are not technically Pan-Hellenic because of our bad standing, but we're rewriting those and getting our business done so that we can continue the great work next semester.
Okay, I guess our time is winding up, but I want to offer a challenge to you all, and that is that you all discuss having a Kwanzaa celebration on campus with all of the organizations involved, and to discuss how those principles of Kwanzaa can actually help the college community as well as the general community. But I think that it certainly would be a good step up if all the organizations could come together to at least, if nothing else, watch a movie about Kwanzaa, something collectively, but to elevate the celebration of Kwanzaa as a vital part of your growth and development. So
Yes,
again,
so we can absolutely do that.
Okay. I'd like to thank you all for coming, and also to Ms. Sharon and guests, feel free to get back with us again. Had a packed house today, and we're good. That's a good thing, though. And we want to thank you all for what you all are doing, and make sure y'all somebody calls in and talk about something on the regular. All right. That's an open invitation for you all there at Columbus State University. Thank you very much. God bless. Organize. Educate. Pamoja, Tutashinda, Uhuru Sasa, Watu Wazuri. Peace, soul, love, with a little sprinkle of power. Good night.